Okay, so there's this really cool story in the book of Numbers in chapters 22 to 25 where we find a talking donkey. I love the story because it's fascinating to see what the Lord does. The story basically starts in chapter 22 when Balak, the king of Moab, sees the Israelites coming towards his kingdom and is very afraid. So he sends his messengers to Balaam, a prophet, and he asks Balaam to come over and curse the Israelites. Now, Balaam is like, let me ask the Lord what the Lord wants me to do. And the Lord's like, nope, don't do it. So Balaam's like, listen, I can't do what the Lord doesn't want me to do, and he doesn't go. Now, Balak is like, what's this guy doing? So he sends messengers again, and he's like, listen, I will give you all of these riches, right? Just come over and curse the Israelites. And Balaam is like, let me ask the Lord what he wants me to do. So he goes to bed, and that night God comes to him and says, if these men come to summon you, then you go with them, but do only what I tell you. Now, Balaam gets up and just goes, right? Kind of proceeds forward, and he's on his way, and the Lord is angry that he just went, right? So Balaam got up in the morning, saddled his donkey, and went with the Moabite officials. But God was very angry when he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the road to oppose him. Balaam was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him. When the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the road with a drawn sword in his hand, it turned off the road into the field, and Balaam beat it to get it back on the road. This happened 2 more times. The donkey sees the angel, he gets scared, he diverges, and Balaam beats him. So 3 times the donkey sees this angel and diverts. Now, after the 3rd time that Balaam beat the donkey, the Lord opens the donkey's mouth, and it says to Balaam, what have I done to you that you beat me these 3 times? And Balaam gets mad at him. He's like, well, you're making a fool of me. And in this moment, follow with me. Here we go. So once the donkey says this, Balaam's eyes are opened. And the Lord opens Balaam's eyes. It says in verse 31 of chapter 22. And the angel of the Lord asked him, verse 32, why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? I've come here to oppose you, because your path is a reckless one before me. The donkey saw me and turned away from me these 3 times. If it had not turned away, I would certainly have killed you by now, but I would have spared it. Balaam repents, he realizes he made a mistake, but the Lord allows him to continue to go with the officials. But he says to him, do only what I tell you to do. And basically the story proceeds to where Balaam reaches Balak. Balak asks him to curse them, and instead, in 3 different speeches, Balaam blesses the Israelites. And on the 4th speech, he basically tells Balak kind of the impending doom upon his people in the future. So I really love this story because 1, talking donkey, super cool. The Bible is full of fascinating things that the Lord does. And then 2, this is what stood out to me in this story. The Israelites are moving towards Moab, right? Like they're heading towards Moab, and they have no idea that all of this is happening behind the scenes, right? Balak is trying to curse him. Balak is calling a prophet. The prophet is trying to decide if he's going to go or not. That the Lord is speaking to the prophet on their behalf, telling him to not curse them. The Lord is actually telling him to bless them instead. And what I love about all of this is that as they're going forward, all of this is happening, and they're just walking in obedience towards the promised land. But the Lord is talking to people on their behalf, both to protect them and to bless them. I find that fascinating because how true is that in our lives as well? If that could be an encouragement for you today, the Lord goes before us. We are walking forward, and we have no idea how God is protecting us ahead. We have no idea how He is speaking to people on our behalf, both to protect us and to bless us. And I love the imagery in this story. It's a great reminder for us of the love of the Lord and how He's so involved in our lives, and how when we don't see what He's doing, it doesn't mean that He's not working, right? Like, we don't always know what God is doing, but He is always working things out for the good of those who love Him. And He's always, not only is He with us, but He is going ahead of us, preparing the way, appointing things in our favor, speaking to people on our behalf, preparing doors that need to open, preparing doors to shut that we don't need to walk in. We can trust Him with our lives. I hope that encourages you today. I love this story. It's super encouraging to me. And yeah, talking donkey. The Bible's full of cool things, right? Hope you feel encouraged that the God of the universe is watching out for you, and He goes ahead, and you can rest and you can trust in His hands. Love you guys. Have a great night.